The purpose of this meeting is to hear requests for variances from the Newark zoning land use regulations under the authority of the municipal land use law. If you're an applicant for a D or use variance, you should be aware that such a variance can only be granted after showing that special reasons for the grant of the variance exist, and that the variance can be granted without substantial detriment to the zoning plan of the city of Newark. You should also be aware that in order to be granted such a variance, you require an affirmative vote of 5 members of the 7-member Board of Adjustment. Other variances require a majority of 4 votes to grant the variance. If you're an applicant for any variance and your variance is denied by this board, you have a right to appeal to the Superior Court of the State of New Jersey within 45 days of notice of the decision, and that court may overturn the decision of this board. If you're an objector to any type of variance and the variance is granted, you too may appeal to the Superior Court of the State of New Jersey within 45 days of notice of the decision of this board. If you do file an appeal, we ask that in addition to complying with any notice requirements imposed by statute or court rule, that you serve a copy of your pleadings on the zoning board secretary. Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice was provided by notifying the Star Ledger, the Jersey Journal, the Newark City Clerk, and posting a copy on the bulletin board in the basement of Newark City Hall. In addition to adequate notice under the Open Public Meetings Act, electronic notice of this remote public meeting was placed on the City of Newark's website as permitted by statute. Members of the public may notify the host that you would like to ask a question or make a statement by using the raised hand feature at the bottom left corner of the, at the bottom of your computer screen or mobile device. If you're calling on the telephone, you can press *9 on your telephone to do the same. Excuse me. I remind everyone that this is a quasi-judicial board. If you take an appeal, if anyone takes an appeal from a decision of this board, we are required to provide a certified copy of the transcript to the Superior Court. The chat is not part of the official transcript. So I ask you to refrain from using the chat. We want to make sure that your questions, the answer to your questions, your statement are part of the official record. Additionally, when you use the chat, it pops up on the screen. It's disruptive. It's like speaking out loud if we were meeting in person, speaking out loud out of turn if we were meeting in person. So I'd ask you to refrain from using the chat. And thank you for doing so. The meeting of the Board of Adjustment will now come to order. Madam Secretary, will you please call the roll?
Member Hardesty.
Present.
Member Comesaña.
Present.
Member Jones.
Present.
Member Rivero.
Present.
Member Torres.
Present.
Vice Chair Mumford.
Present.
Chair Alfant.
Present. Are there any requests for adjournments or postponement? Ms. Mejia, you have something.
Yes. The first item on tonight's agenda, ZBA-24-42, 198-210 Elizabeth Ave, and 12-26 Clifton Street. We received a letter on November 18th that the applicant's attorney sent to the office that they're withdrawing the application.
Okay, Ms. Mejia, I don't have the findings of fact. We have some questions that were raised that have to be answered by council. So we're going to take a brief adjournment, and we'll be back momentarily. So let's go off the record.
Recording stopped.
Thank you.
Please
Um, again, I want to let you know that our administration is looking to make sure process was proper. We'll be able to know where we stand in about another 10 or 15 minutes, so please just stand by. Thank you. Okay, we're ready to go. We're gonna come back on, Ms. Mejia. I do not have the findings of fact. So you will be working triple time. You will now have to read the findings of fact too.
So I'll re-forward them. No problem.
Right now, right now?
Yeah, I can re-forward.
Then I gotta open them up. I gotta look at that. I don't see them.
Okay, I can read it into the record. Should we resume the recording?
Are you sending it or are you gonna read it?
I'll read them.
Okay, let's get started.
Recording in progress.
Thank you. Ms. Mejia has been able to confirm notice. Let's call the first case, please.
The time is now 7:09 PM. The next item on tonight's agenda is ZBA 25-16, located at 972-976 South Orange Avenue, Block 4066, Lot 6, 7, 8, 10, and 11 in the West Ward. The applicant is Jeet Gas Station, Inc. In the C2 zone, the applicant proposes renovation of existing gas station into gas station, convenience store, and fast food drive-through. Applicant is seeking a D1 use variance to permit drive-through restaurant, D2 variance for expansion of a non-conforming use, drive-through facilities and gasoline stations are not permitted, and C variances for exceeding maximum impervious lot coverage, insufficient building facade transparency ×2, exceeding number of driveways, exceeding driveway width ×2, insufficient on-site trees and insufficient shade trees. Site plan approval is required.
Council, is your entire team in?
They are. I don't see them on the screen, but I know that they
And
logged
if you don't
in.
see them on the screen, they're not in. Who are you looking for?
Winder Singh, Gurinderjeet Singh, and Peter Steck.
Okay, I'd ask them to use the raised hand feature. Um,
There's one, Jaswinder. Peter. And I don't see my client, but let me call my client. Hold on.
who's your client? What's your client's name?
Gurinderjeet Singh.
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, he is?
Client's here, but yep. I'd ask now that, excuse me. I'd ask if there are any objectors to this application to identify yourself at this time by raising your hand. I'd ask you to do that now. Ms. Mejia, could you read the findings of fact, please?
Yes. The Board of Adjustment made the following findings of facts with respect to 972-976 South Orange Avenue, which is located in Newark's Vailsburg neighborhood, on the southeastern corner of the intersection of South Orange and Stuyvesant Avenues. The total site area is approximately 17,526 square feet. The surrounding land uses consist of a place of worship, commercial uses, and detached dwellings.
Council, your appearance, oh, I'm sorry. I do see one raised hand. Screen name Jewel B. Hi, screen name Jewel B. Can you turn on your camera and unmute yourself, please? I see a second hand. Screen name Tamisha Woods. Hi, can you state your name for the record, please?
Hello, Jewel Baskerville.
Hi, Brasco, did you say?
Baskerville.
Baskerville. Oh, okay, thank you. And you're an objector in this case?
Yes.
Okay, Thank you. We'll let you know when it's time to ask questions.
Thank
Or make comments. Thank you. I saw another person with a hand raised, screen name Tamisha Woods. Screen name Tamisha Woods, can you turn on your camera and unmute yourself, please? Hi, can you tell us your name, please?
Good evening. My name is Tamisha Woods.
Hi, Ms. Woods. Thank you for coming out tonight. Are you an objector on this case?
Yes,
Thank you. We'll let you know when it's time to ask questions or make a comment. Thank you.
thank you.
Miss Relaford Afolo, how are you? Are you an objector on this case, ma'am?
Yes, I am, Commissioner Font.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out. We'll, of course, let you know when it's time to ask questions or make a statement. So let the record reflect that I see another person, Dr. Leah Owens. Dr. Leah Owens, can you turn on your camera and unmute yourself, please?
Did I show up?
Hi.
Hi.
Your name, please?
Yes, Dr. Leah Owens.
Dr. Owens, are you an objector on this matter?
Yes, I am. I'm the objector.
Thank you. We'll let you know when it's time to ask questions or make a statement. So just to be sure, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Ms. Mejia, I count 5 objectors. You agree with that?
I believe there were 4.
Well, there's Ms. Relaford, Ms. Woods, Jewel B, Dr. Owens, and Ms. Baskerville, the first person that came on. Although
I'm Jewel Baskerville, so just one.
Jewel Baskerville. So I'm on 1, 2, 3. Okay. I stand corrected. Let the record reflect there are 4 objectors. Counsel, your appearance for the record, please.
Yes, thank you. Mark DiMaria, and DiMaria, attorneys at law, LLC, Paramus, New Jersey, on behalf of the applicant, Heat Gas Station, Inc.
Thank you. Mr. Di Maria, before we start off, want to see if you received a memorandum dated August 11th from the Department of Engineering.
Yes,
And did you have a chance to review that with your client?
I did, and I forwarded it to our professionals as well.
Right. As a condition of approval, does your client agree to comply with each and every comment therein?
I'll defer to the engineer on that.
Who is the engineer?
Jaswinder Arjani.
Mr. Arjani, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Did you hear my question to counsel, sir?
Yes,
As a condition of approval, does your applicant agree to comply with each and every condition in that memorandum from our Department of Engineering?
that is correct. Yes.
Okay. I also was there. Was there a memorandum from the Department of Water and Sewer?
Yes, we have that.
Uh-huh. And I believe that is also dated August 11th. Did you have a chance to review that
Yes, and we agreed to comply.
as a condition of approval? Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you accept that on behalf of your client, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Yes. Counsel?
Yes. I'd like to call first my client, the principal of my client, Mr. Gurinder Jeet Singh, who's on the Zoom. He is the owner of Jeet Gas Station, Inc. Just to give a little bit of an overview of the existing use of the property and his plans and why he is seeking this approval.
Thank you. Mr. Singh, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do, sir.
Can you state your name, give us your address and relationship to this application?
My name is Gurinderjit Singh. First name is Gurinderjit, last name is Singh. I reside in Paramus, New Jersey, 249 Golf Road, Paramus, New Jersey. I'm here to discuss the matters at 972-976 South Orange Avenue, Newark, New Jersey, Shell gas station.
Thank you. Counsel?
Yes, Mr. Singh, could you describe for the board the current use of the property, a little bit more detail about the property, why you're seeking this application, and what you're planning on doing, assuming this application is ultimately approved?
Dear members of Newark and the chairperson, I really appreciate you giving us the chance to present our case. My name is Gurinderjit Singh, and I am the owner and operator of that gas station located at 972 South Orange Avenue at the corner of South Orange Avenue and Stuyvesant Street. We are at that location since 1989, pretty much beginning of my life. And we are there since then, operating it as a gas station, convenience store, small convenience store with a gas station. The existing location has 3 dispensers with a kiosk for the gas attendants outside and a small convenience store there. We have, little merchandise for food and soda and candy and everything else in the convenience stores that's sold. We sell gas right now, and the gas station is pretty much throughout the duration of its life, open 24/7 for the services to the neighborhood. It was not even closed during COVID. So we are a gas station with convenience store that is open 24 hours. So the existing location is very convenient for the neighborhood, for the business, and also for the commuters that is Seton Hall University and everything else around there. So we are in business and we operate and own that station for the duration of pretty much my life since 1989. What we're seeking is because the convenience store, the gas station is very old now. The tanks are installed in 1984 and 86. So the tanks are old, they need to be replaced. And because as the age of the tanks, the underground storage tanks goes up, the expense on the tank insurance goes very high, and it becomes a risky business. So we need to replace those tanks. Since we are replacing the tanks and the pipes connected to the pumps and the islands, where the pumps are situated is also very old. They've been refurbished a few years back, but the pipes and the tanks are old. So since we are doing the tanks and the pumps, our convenience store is very small. It's only about 400, 500 square feet right now. And it's, very inconvenient for the customers and the cashiers. So what we're looking to do is provide our customers a better facility there, improve the land, add, new pumps, new tanks, also a bigger convenience store and food there for our customers, which, pretty much it is not provided right now. So this is what we're looking to do. We want to add the drive-through with it because of the risk at the nighttime to the cashier. And this will help us reduce the in-store customers so the customers can order their food and the necessities from the drive-through and pick it up from there. This is what we are here for. Thank you all very much. If any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Counsel, anything further from this witness?
No, sir. No, Mr. Chairman.
Other questions from the board for the applicant? Questions from the board for the applicant? Sir, you're asking for 2D variances. One of them is a D1 variance, because you plan to put in a fast food restaurant, is that correct?
Yes, sir. It's going to be the food restaurant with the food, pizza, and few other chicken wings and other foods related to it, salads and stuff.
Is this going to be some corporate fast food restaurant?
We don't have no approvals from any corporate businesses yet. It's going to be a self-operated deli and food business.
And you plan to have, well, I'm sure we'll see the design, but you plan to provide seats inside to eat meals, is that correct?
As far as our store is concerned, the convenience store people and these type of stores, we barely have any customers that want to sit and eat out there. But certainly, if we're going to have food, we're going to have desk and chair, stools, not the chair, stools inside the stores.
Okay. Do you operate this site or do you lease it out?
I operate this site, sir.
Okay. And so this is not gonna be you're not gonna be able to eat inside in this restaurant?
No, you'll be able to eat inside, but what I'm saying is that the majority of the customer, because we don't have right now, we don't have a space inside the store where people can sit and eat. But certainly, when we're going to add food, the deli and business people can going to be provided with the stool and the desk if they want to sit there and eat. It's not a full-fledged restaurant. It's a fast foods.
Okay. And you want to add a drive-through?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Drive-through is very convenient, as we have experienced, and people like to go through the drive-through and pick up their food and stuff. And this also helps with the Grubhub and other ways of delivery of the food. People can order and they can be picked up. Many people don't want to go themselves, and could be they can order through other means of food pickup and delivery. So drive-through is much more easier, and also for the safety of our employees who are at that site and that time of the night. Just also, we right now what we're doing is we close the convenience store around like 3 a.m., 2 a.m. We service through the window, walk-in window we have, and in the meantime, because there's not many customers, so they just clean the place, restock it, do the cooler and stuff, and any customer that comes is serviced through the walk-in window right now. So what we're looking to do is add the drive-through so that people don't have to get out of their vehicles, and they can order the food and leave.
You're aware that drive-throughs are not permitted in this neighborhood?
I'm not aware of it, but we have businesses around our business where there are drive-throughs with it.
Okay, and gas stations are not permitted as right in this neighborhood. Are you aware of that?
I didn't understand the question, sir. Sorry.
Are you permitted that there's restrictions on gas stations operating in this area?
I don't know, sir. I'm there since right out of my college, so I am there. So we are operating that gas station, and then it was a gas station before I got in there. So I'm not aware. There used to be 3 other gas stations on South Orange Avenue where I am, and 2 are still existing, they're operating.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any questions, Mr. Hazel?
Yes.
Could you just state your name and title for the record, please?
Okay. Gerard Hazel, board planner. Mr. Singh, a quick question. From what you described about the food service and so, especially with the convenience store, could this type of food service not have occurred out of the convenience store, even if it were made somewhat larger? The convenience store component, that is. Why do you need a large, full-fledged restaurant to serve based on what you're talking about?
Mr. Hazel, thank you very much for your question. I think that's a very important question. What has happened in the gasoline industry, sir, is that when we were young in colleges, gas station used to have only mechanic garage, and people used to go there for car repairs. Since I grew a little bit older, and the trend has started changing from mechanic shop to convenience stores, as more and more car service people, they start servicing their own car. So with the convenience store business now is in a diminishing entity at the gas station. Now people, majority of the people, due to education and change in the environment, people don't want chips and soda and candy. Now majority of the people, due to also economic reasons, people like to spend their $10 on a wrap or a sandwich or salad and a bottle of water instead of going with the candy and the chips. This is what used to be the trend. So with this thing and more education, people would like a fresh food from the grill, fresh food from the person who's making the food in front of them, and it's made right then and there, nice and warm food rather than frozen food and stuff. So that's why we need to add this facility over there, and drive-through helps a lot with this type of business. I hope answer your question, sir.
If I may just for a moment intercede, I'm sorry.
This is Council Di Maria.
Yes, the plans, as you'll see when the engineer takes us through the plans, they do not call for seating inside the facility. So I think Mr. Singh misspoke when he said that there's going to be seating inside, and it's also not designed to be a full-fledged restaurant, so to speak. It will have food service, but not. It won't be your traditional restaurant where you're sitting down. It will be just items like he's described. So just want to clarify that for the record.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Singh, I note that you're required to have 10 on-site trees and you're providing none. You're required to have 7 shade trees and you're providing 3. I'm concerned about that. Why shouldn't I be concerned about that?
We can, do whatever is required to do it. We can add certainly, but it's a tight spot, and trees and the shade trees are a concern, especially open 24 hours for the security reason, block the cameras and stuff. So it's not that we don't like the trees, but the problem is that if we have to open at that state, at that location, we would like a little bit of security for our employees and our customers. And it is a security hazard for us to have, trees and bushes around there. And, certainly we can have small bushes where, nobody can hide, and, we can, do that type of stuff.
Are there any questions for the applicant from the board? Additional questions for the applicant from the board? Are there questions for the applicant from members of the public? Ms. Ofolo, could you just state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, good evening. My name is Janice Relaford Afalo. I am from the Pavilion Apartments in the city of Newark, New Jersey. So, Mr. Singh, that is very concerning about what you stated about the shade trees and the trees. As you know, the city of Newark, especially on the South Orange Avenue and the Springfield Avenue area, we need those trees. the environmental, you're talking about a gas station and you don't want to put trees there, but there is also housing and et cetera there. So I would recommend that you really think about adding those trees. But the question is, have you ever thought about like a septet, the septet environment where, you might have to use a particular type of a safety zone in terms of glass and how things should be situated. But to put no trees there, Mr. Singh, um, that is, something that
Your question, Ms. Afolo?
the question is, he stated about the cameras. The cameras, Mr. Singh, could be repositioned.
Is that a question?
Yes, I'm
Can-
asking him if the cameras can be repositioned to
Can you
allow.
reposition this, if you know, Mr. Singh? If you know.
I do not have very straightforward answer for this young lady. I forget your name. I'm sorry about that. But certainly, we want this thing to be clean and neat and safe for our customers, our employees, and everybody else around there. Uh, I can certainly, we can see with the help of engineers what we can put there so that it looks. Trees are environmentally great, and it also looks beautiful, no doubt about it. But problem there becomes when they overgrow and they are become a hiding space for people at the nighttime. It's become dangerous because cashiers, the gas stations cashiers, they always have money on them. So we will certainly can look into it. And as far as the cameras are concerned, cameras cannot go in the shade trees inside. They cannot be repositioned. I'm sorry about that.
Thank you. Any further questions from members of the public? I thought I saw another hand. I keep losing Miss Woods. I saw her hand. Miss Woods, there you go. Screen name, Tamisha Woods. Can you turn your camera on and unmute yourself, ma'am? Ms. Woods, you have a question for the applicant?
Yes, thank you. Mr.
Just
Singh,
state your name and give us your address, please.
my name is Tamisha Woods, 129 Brigade Avenue, Newark, New Jersey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Singh, you stated that you live in Paramus. Are you aware that 1 in 4 children in Newark have asthma, diagnosed with asthma?
If you know, Mr. Singh.
I don't know the exact numbers, ma'am. I don't know the exact data, but I know that this is might be the concern for many people, and I am wanted to know if we can help.
Yes, absolutely. You can help. You can help by planting trees. Are you aware that trees actually help catch some of the pollutants in the air, and also help provide fresh oxygen to the community? And that's the reason why it's in the Newark Master Plan.
If you know, Mr. Singh.
I understand, ma'am, your concern, and I really appreciate you bringing that up. But for us, it's a business. It's a very tight spot. Our concern more about the safety, life safety of our employees and our customers, and those things. Trees are good, helpful, but unfortunately, it also causes security issues for our customers. But I can certainly, with the help of engineers and our architects, we can certainly do whatever best we can to have trees of those shapes which doesn't overgrow but also can help the environment.
Thank you. Any further questions, Ms. Woods?
Yes. So another variance that you're seeking is to exceed the impervious pavement coverage, correct?
That I think engineers can answer that. The previous coverage question.
So my question to that is by how many square feet are you exceeding the impervious coverage?
Mr. Chairman, I think the engineer, if she waits till the engineer's testimony, he'll be able to cover all of that in
Thank
great
you,
detail.
Council. Do you know the answer to that, Mr. Singh, if you know?
No, I do not, sir. I don't know the exact answer, so I don't want to
Thank you. So,
Okay, are you aware that if it will worsen runoff onto the adjacent properties, meaning causing flooding, which is also addressed in the Newark Master Plan?
if you know, Mr. Singh.
I am not aware of that. We can,
That's okay. Anything further, Ms. Woods?
Not at this time. Thank you, Commissioner.
I see Dr. Leah Owens. Can you unmute yourself, turn your screen on? Screen name Dr. Leah Owens.
Yes, good evening again.
Hi.
I turned on my camera, but it's still not showing.
Okay. If you could just state your name, your address for the record, please.
Yes, Dr. Leah Owens, 1067 Bergen Street, Newark, 07112.
Your question for the applicant?
Yes, thank you. Mr. Singh, I would like to ask if you would welcome an establishment like this as you're describing it in your neighborhood near your home, and if you could tell us why or why not.
where I live, ma'am, it's not a commercial zone. I live in a residential area, and these, developments are not allowed in the residential area where I live. And if there is anything that the customers need in this area, people need in this area, we have businesses that are there, and I think people enjoy those facilities, and also it's very convenient for them.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I've lived in that part of the city for many years previously. And I guess to the point that you're asking for variances, would this be something that you would be supportive of if someone was asking for a variance to be able to have an establishment like this in your neighborhood?
I live in a strictly residential neighborhood, ma'am. So there is no businesses here that is, that need variances. So I don't really, if I'm living somewhere, people live in cities, they want those places open 24 hours because they want to, not only for the convenience needs, but also people like, to have place where they can go and eat and buy needs of groceries and stuff. We are, gas station, and people want gas station open during any emergency or anything. So we are a gas station, and this is required to be open.
Thank you.
Anything further, Dr. Owens?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Are
Thank you, doctor.
there any additional questions for the applicant? Additional questions for the applicant? Seeing none, council?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to call our engineer and architect, Mr. Jaswinder Arjani from Burton Engineering, to take us through the submissions that he's previously provided to the board and outline the all aspects of the site plan, including the various variances that are being sought. Mr. Arjani?
And council, did you say he's an architect and engineer?
Right, Mr.
I'm-
Arjani?
No, I'm an architect, and I have with me Eric, who's an engineer. So
That's right.
I will start the testimony, and then if there are any engineering questions, he'll address it.
Both both parties are from Burton Engineering.
So, Mr. Arjani, you're going to testify as an architect, is that correct?
As an architect, and also I was part of the site layout, so I'll describe the site. But grading and drainage type of issues will be addressed by Eric.
All right, so you're going to testify as an expert. You're going to attempt to qualify as an expert in architecture.
That is correct.
You're not going to address engineering questions.
That is correct.
All right, could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Can you please state your name, give us your address, and relationship to this application? Please.
My name is Jaswinder Arjani, as you see on the screen, Jasvinder. Arjani is the last name. I'm part of Burton Engineering, Bertin Engineering, address 66 Glen Avenue, Glen Rock, New Jersey. And Burton Design Studio is part of Burton Engineering that prepares architectural plans. So I represent Burton Engineering and Burton Design Studio. And we have prepared the plans for the site as well as the building for Mr. Gurinder Jeet Singh for redevelopment of the site.
Thank you. Mr. Arjani, have you appeared before this board before?
I have appeared in Newark a long time ago. I believe it was 2019 or something. I don't remember if it was the zoning board or the planning.
All right. Counsel, could you briefly qualify this witness, please?
Mr. Arjani, could you please tell us your professional background, training, and experience as an expert in this area?
Yeah, I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in architecture. I have been working in this field for 35 years. I've been licensed in New Jersey since 2009. I've testified in front of various zoning and planning boards across New Jersey.
Thank you, Mr. Arjani. Is your architectural license in the state of New Jersey in full force and effect?
Yes, it is.
We'll accept Mr. Arjani as an expert in the field of architecture. Counsel?
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Arjani, if you could take the board step by step through the part of the application that you were responsible for, so that it addresses exactly how the project is planning on being constructed.
Sure. If you would allow me to share the screen, I can bring
Please
the
do.
plan. It'll be easier for me to. If you can see the screen.
Can you make it a little larger for my old eyes, Mr. Arjani,
Yeah.
please?
First, I'll just describe the sheet and then I'll zoom in for the content.
Okay.
So this is part of the set that you have with the application and site plan set. And this is the demolition plan. It's drawing C2.1. It's dated 1/6/25, and it is showing the existing conditions on the site that exist there today. So can you see now? Is that better?
A little bit.
I'll zoom into the specific areas as I describe as need be. So I think the applicant has described and even earlier about the site location. It's 972 South Orange Avenue. It's an irregular rectangular lot and lot 6, 7, 8, 10, and 11 in block 4066. The frontage on South Orange Avenue, which is this part, is 75.58 feet, and frontage on Stuyvesant Avenue is 182.67 feet. So total frontage on the two sides adds up to 258.25 feet. The site area is 0.4 acres or 17,526 square feet. The width of the lot is the same as the frontage on South Orange, which is 75.58 feet. And the site is in C2 commercial community zone. Now, the surrounding areas on the east side, which is on the right of this site, is a church property, and the building is approximately 4.8 feet from the property line. On the south side is a 3-story apartment type of building, and the building is set back 2.7 feet from the common property line. On the west, across from Stuyvesant, there is a pharmacy, a repair garage, and a parking lot, which I believe is used by the Wells Fargo Bank. And on the north side is across South Orange Avenue, are retail stores and restaurants. And the nature of the street, South Orange Avenue, is mainly commercial. There are apartments in some buildings on the upper stories, and the zoning district along South Orange is mainly C1 and C2 commercial. Along Stuyvesant Avenue, it's as you go south, it's mostly residential apartment type 3-story structures. The two lots immediately south of our property are in commercial zone C2, and then beyond that, it's residential. The existing improvements are there's a canopy for fueling, and there are 3 dispensers and a kiosk. The 3 dispensers are for 6 fueling positions. On the east side, there is a building which is 500 square feet and it's a convenience store. There is on the south side, there is a shed, which is in this area, it's trash is in front of it. This shed was used for, I believe it was used for remediation equipment and is lying empty now. And on the southeast corner is a storage trailer, which is being used for storage. Other than this, there are some equipment lying outside, which includes an ice machine, propane cage, vacuums, and air pumps. There is a price sign on the light pole on the south side of Stuyvesant at the south driveway. There is a freestanding sign at the intersection, which is in the northwest corner, which is existing. And site is mostly paved. It's 83.3% paved currently, which is about 14,600 square feet. Now, there are 3 existing driveways. There is one on South Orange Avenue, and 2 on Stuyvesant. There are 3 street trees existing. One on South Orange, which we were looking at the street view today, and it seems it has been recently cut by, I don't know who, but we see this tree not there now. If you do see a stump, a base there, there is a second street tree in front of the canopy, and there is a third street tree in the south side in front of our property. On the site, there are 4 trees close to where the tanks are, and there is 1 tree along the church parking lot. So that describes the existing site. And our proposal, as Mr. Gurinder Jeet Singh testified, it started with the replacement of the tanks and the canopy, which is almost half the site, and that would require the building to go as well. And while renewing the fueling station, he thought of adding a convenience store, and he gave good reasons for that. So the proposal is to demolish all the improvements on the property, and I will use an exhibit for describing the proposal, which is, you can see, can you see the screen, the colored plan?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a colorized version of the site plan overlaid with landscaping, and it's called, do you want to mark this?
Did you provide it in your?
No, this is an exhibit. This was not previously submitted.
All right, let's mark this A1. Council, would you get a copy of this to our secretary at your earliest convenience, please?
We'll do that tomorrow.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
So it's A1?
Yes.
And it's drawing R1. It's dated 10/9/25, and it's called landscape rendering. It's overlaid on an aerial, so you can see the context. But again, I'll zoom into the site so you can see it better.
Okay.
So as described, the tanks that the existing tanks are add up to 30,000 gallons, and what we are proposing is 2 tanks, which will add up to the same as the existing capacity. There'll be 15,000 gallons of regular fuel, 10,000 of diesel, and 5 of super, which is north of the proposed canopy. The proposed canopy is generally in the same area as existing and will have 3 gasoline pumps and 6 fueling positions, which is again same as what there exists today. It's just a different arrangement. With that, we are proposing 2 diesel dispensers right next to it, because there are now cars that need diesel fuel. So, but they will not add to the fueling positions because they are right next to the gasoline pumps. In the center island, there is a kiosk being proposed, which is 5x7, and the canopy above will be 42 by 76, which is 3,192 square feet. It's a 6-column canopy. Under the canopy, there'll be trash receptacles at the islands, pipe bollards, and U-bollards to protect the equipment. There is a trash enclosure being proposed northwest of the canopy in this area. There are 3 parking spaces next to the trash enclosure, and the building itself is in the south corner where it's currently paved and is for parking lot. You see, it will be 3,192 square feet. Sorry, that was the canopy. The building will be 3,087 square feet. There'll be 2 sections of the building, 1,400 square foot convenience store and 1,687 square foot food store with a drive-through pickup window. I'll describe the building in a minute when I come to the floor plans, but to continue with the site, there are 9 parking spaces proposed altogether, 6 in front of the building and 3 I had shown you earlier, which is on the northeast side. One of them would be handicap parking space, and then there is a drive-through window with a car and 5 cars to stack, so there's total of 6 car capacity in the drive-through lane. With this change, the north driveway is proposed to remain to South Orange. The north driveway on Stuyvesant Avenue is also proposed to remain. The south driveway on Stuyvesant Avenue will require a little modification because of the store and parking. And then we are adding a curb cut for the drive-through lane on the south side on Stuyvesant Avenue, which is 12 foot wide. With this improvement, all the interior curbs will be new. The exterior curbs will remain except at the modified driveways. The loading or unloading in this case will happen on top of the tanks for the fuel, and for the store, fueling position will be blocked off and it'll happen under the canopy. With this proposal, we are adding 2 area lights, 2 pole lights. They're 12 foot high. They are with integrated louvers, so they don't have glare. There'll be 12 canopy lights, and the soffit, which is 15.5 foot height, is the soffit, so that is where it'll be. There are 4 rows of lights, of 3 lights, and so the 2 outside rows will direct inwards. They are asymmetrical, so there is no glare spilling outside on the roadway and towards the church property. At the building, we will be proposing soffit lights, which are 12 feet high on the side facing the canopy and portion of the wall facing Stuyvesant Avenue. And then on the other 2 sides, there'll be wall packs at 12 foot high to illuminate the drive-through lanes. The average light intensities is 5.66 foot candle. And under the canopy, which is where the transactions will happen in kiosk, that's about 15.28 foot candles. That's the max, and minimum is 0.48 foot candles. The offsite in the public, it's 8.41 is the maximum and minimum is 0. That's in this area. And offsite private, there is a maximum is 1.32 foot candles, which is in this area and the southeast corner, and the minimum is 0. Of course, there is a fence in this along the two sidelines, which this lighting program does not account for. So that little bit of spillage that is on the lower level will be mitigated by the fence. I did describe the landscaping, the existing one. In proposed, we are not adding any new trees, but we will, as I mentioned, this tree is not there now, so our applicant will work with the county or whoever is responsible for this, and we'll replace the tree on the South Orange Avenue frontage. There's one tree that will have to be removed from this driveway, so we'll agree to plant another tree just north of this driveway on a street tree. There are openings along the property right now, and usually shade trees require roughly 30 feet spacing, and considering the frontage we have and the driveways, is very limited space to add more trees. And we cannot add trees at the intersection because of the site issues that we don't want to block. There are signs there. They're not just the business sign, but also street signs that need to be seen. On the site, there are 4 trees which we'll try to save while the construction is being done, and we will make all our effort, and that is they are to stay. There's one tree which has to go for the drive-through lane. We do not show one right now, but we can add a tree in the southeast corner, and we do show stones in the landscape in the pervious areas around the building, which it was to maintain clear view around the store for security purpose, but we definitely can add low shrubs in this area so it doesn't block the view, but at the same time it adds some green element to the site. I will now go to the building floor plan, which is part of the set. Okay. This is drawing C 4.2, which was submitted with the application, and it's dated 1/6/25. It's preliminary first floor plan, and this shows a floor plan for the 2 locations. Now, I think your planner had asked the question why that this store could be like a conventional convenience store which sells food items through the convenience store. Technically, it is similar to that. The only thing our applicant is separating the operations. It's more an operations issue than a use issue. We call it a fast food, but it's for a lack of a better word, it is really a deli. There are no seating involved here. It will also have, if you see this shelving proposed, it'll have some convenience items. There'll be drinks in the refrigerators. There is a small island where people can also prepare coffee, because if you're coming into this store and you want coffee, you don't want to go up there. So they will have some products. So some of the items will be duplicated between the 2 stores, but this is mainly to service food customers, and it's meant for pickup. People who are coming to fuel and people in the neighborhood want to pick up food, especially late night when other restaurants are closed. This is what will service the customers. And the window is called a drive-through window, but these days a lot of locations have what you call a pickup window. And with mobile apps, people put an order, they drive up, they pick up the food and leave. It's already paid for. And this has become very common even with franchises like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. But here it's not a franchise, and we expect that there will be not a lot of drive-through type customers. There'll be more type customers. And on the left side, which is a convenience store, it's a conventional convenience store with prepackaged food items, coffee, a walk-in cooler with beverages. a cashier with cigarette, ATM machine, and some utility area. Both those areas will have a restroom each. Now, this is not very different from, let's say, Power Truck Stop and Gas Station, which is on 15 Stockton Road in Newark, which has a deli inside a store. They do the cooking, people pick up food and leave. It's usually the customers who come to take gas and some who just come for food. Or there's another, I believe, mobile station on Freelingham, Houston Avenue has a deli as well. So it's very similar to those locations. And again, the difference is that separation wall. The exterior finishes of the building are, I have an exhibit for that, which I'll use. Okay. I would like to mark this as A2.
A2, so marked. Mr. Di Maria will get us a copy.
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is R2. It's rendered building elevations. It's dated 10/9/25. So it is this elevation that was part of the set. It's just added color so you can see what is being proposed. It's mainly masonry walls around, and we've broken it up with some hardy plank cement board siding with light color, so it is not all solid masonry. And there would be a canopy with a metal face, which would be dark bronze color. The windows are white. The trims will be white. There's a top coping, which is again metal and will be dark bronze color. This is on the top left is the side facing the canopy. Two signs are proposed for the two tenants. They are 24 square feet each. They are internally illuminated. And on the right is the side facing Stuyvesant Avenue. There'll be windows, although there is product inside, but we added windows, so it's not all a blank wall. But on the right side, there's a small drive-through sign indicating that to enter on the right side of the building. There's a little canopy on the right, and as you go around, on the bottom left is the rear of the building, which has a little ordering station if anyone wants to order food from the menu board. And then on the bottom right is the drive-through window or pickup window with a little access to, not little, it's an access to the roof for if they need to maintain the equipment. A flat roof is proposed with mechanical units, and they will be hidden behind the parapet. You would not see them. So like rooftop units. Besides these signs, the existing freestanding sign that I had mentioned earlier is proposed to remain. It is 23 feet. It already has a Food Mart sign on it. It has gas products and the Shell ID sign. The gas station will be the same brand as what is existing, which is Shell brand. So the sign will not be modified, which is on the intersection. The canopy, the existing canopy has two Shell logos, one on the north, one on the south side. The proposed canopy will have the same signs. They are 5.52 square feet each, Shell logos, and they will remain on the new canopy. So besides that, there'll be other pump and warning signs, and that kind of describes the site. I have Mr. Huff with me. He's a engineer if you have any questions. But as I mentioned earlier, we agreed to comply with all the comments of your engineer as well as from the Utilities Authority.
I'm sorry, counsel, anything further from this witness?
No, Mr. Arjani, do you want to have Mr. Hoff take it from there, or do you want to continue with?
No, we're going to ask questions to the architect.
Okay, yeah,
no,
nothing further right now.
Thank you. Mr. Traficante, this is not the engineer. Do you have questions for the architect?
Oh, I don't know if you can answer, or should I save it for the engineer? It has to do with the monitoring wells, or is this something I should ask of the applicant?
Applicant would be appropriate, but I can tell you that Shell was the previous owner, and they are monitoring the existing situation. There was remediation equipment in the shed, as I had mentioned, which has been removed. So, but the site is still being monitored, and when the site is rebuilt, a lot of the impacted soil on site will be removed and replaced with clean soil. So this would give them a chance to clean the property. So I don't know if that answers your question, but the applicant can give you more information if there is any.
Well, it partly answers the question what they're there for, but I guess I'm trying to find out again future disposition of those 25, count them, 25 monitoring wells. Was there ever a leak on site? I'm guessing there's remediation. Did those oil tanks ever leak before or gas?
If you know, Mr. Arjani.
I do not. I do
Right.
not know
Maybe
the
the engineer will know. Anything further,
No.
Mr. Trafficante?
Yeah. Yeah, this is more for applicant because I don't think.
Thank you, Mr. Arjani. Anything further, Mr. Trafficante?
Regarding the loading zone, or should I save that for the engineer, site engineer?
Yeah,
Mr.
you can say
Arjani?
the site engineer.
Mr. Arjani, can you talk about the loading zone?
Yeah, I had mentioned
Or is
earlier.
that an engineering question, sir?
It can a question can be saved for him, but I had testified that the loading will happen on top of the tanks and under the canopy, on the tanks for the fuel and under the canopy for the store.
Okay, under the canopy for the store. All right.
He'll block off the one fueling position.
All right. Well, do you know the dimensions for those loading zones? There is minimums, length, width, and height, especially if it's under a canopy. It has to be a certain height.
Can you bring that sheet back up, Mr. Arjani?
Sure. Yeah. The canopy base is 15 point, bottom is 15.5 feet. And that's sufficient for trucks, a delivery truck, and most of the delivery which happens daily and like weekly comes in cars and vans which can use a parking spot. Once in a month there would be a larger vehicle which will come and that can fit under the canopy.
Like a 5,000 gallon tanker, right? For the fuel.
No, the tanker would be sitting in over the tank, so it'll occupy the fueling position as well as the over the tank. Yes.
All right, so that would block access to some extent, getting
Correct.
to and from the pumps and the parking spaces, as well as people trying to leave to get out to South Orange Avenue. Fair to say?
Yes, it will. For the time it's there, which will probably happen once in 2 weeks.
And this site's open 24/7, right? So there's really no downtime. Anytime they show up to make a delivery, this store is open for business, right?
That is the intent, yes.
All right. And you were saying about the loading zone for the restaurant, retail store, where's that going to be?
Under the canopy.
So everything's under the canopy, and you're gonna, I guess, roll it across the parking lot for the convenience store?
Yep.
And you know the frequency, how often? Is it once a week, twice a week? And
As I mentioned, the daily, there are some deliveries daily and weekly and then monthly. So the ones that are daily, things like prepared sandwiches or they are newspapers. They come in smaller vans and they occupy a car parking space. The larger truck would come once a month.
Once a month, and that's not just the tanker for the gas or the oil, but also, I guess, in like a 30-foot tractor trailer for deliveries, monthly deliveries for the retail
Something
store?
like a box truck. Yeah.
A box truck. All right.
Yeah, and that would happen for fuel. It'll be once in 2 weeks, and for store or fast food, it'll be once a month each.
Does your plan show or identify these loading zones with signage or any markings?
No, we can add that, but we don't have at this time.
So that when your guy comes to make a delivery, the spot he wants isn't occupied by a customer with a car trying to either get gas or trying to get food or do both. Is that something possible?
It is possible, yes.
Well, would your client be willing to consider doing that?
Consider doing what?
Besides, put up signage, okay, and striping to identify the loading zones. Okay.
Yeah, I can speak for him. Yes, we can add signs.
Mhm.
And when the delivery happens, they know in advance, so they cone off that spots, the fueling
Wow.
spots. But yeah, we can add the striping and
Yeah.
the sign.
Signage.
Yeah,
All right. And
You agree to that as a condition of approval?
that is correct.
Council, do you
Yes.
accept that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Trafficante?
all right. The only other question I have, all right, that addresses loading zones. That also addresses monitoring wells, which is some still in progress. Fair to say, Mr. Arjani?
Yes.
Okay. There's a fence that runs along the common property line to the east, I guess along the church. Can you
Yeah.
provide any testimony regarding who that fence belongs to, and if it belongs to your client, if he has any approvals from the adjoining property owner, and if it belongs to the church, does the church have any rights, easements, encroachments, rights to encroachments onto your property, leave that fence where and as is?
If you know, Mr. Arjani.
I do not, but after we received the review letter, I had asked the applicant, and he mentioned that this part of the fence belongs to the church. Maybe he can answer that, but I do not.
Mr. Arjani doesn't know. Anything further, Mr. Trafficante?
No, that's about the three questions, Oh, and last question, lighting. I get, or should I say, I'll say that for the site engineer.
Thank you.
Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Any questions from the board for Mr. Arjani? Mr. Arjani, could you put up the previous,
The plan, this one?
yeah.
Okay.
Can you just talk to me about how cars will enter and exit this pickup area?
Oh, this one. They'll enter
The
at this
drive-through.
location on the south side and go
And how will they enter the site?
from Stuyvesant Avenue. They'll either come going north, they'll enter, or going south, they'll make a left turn.
So Stuyvesant is a two-way street, isn't that correct?
Yes, it is.
And so cars will be turning into this against traffic if this is approved?
That is correct. We still have to go to the county, and they both streets are county roads, so they will also make the determination as to
Are
what.
you familiar with Stuyvesant Avenue, Mr. Arjani?
I'm not familiar with the traffic on Stuyvesant Avenue, if that's what you're getting at.
Okay. Did you go to the site?
Our office went to, I have not been there.
Okay, thank you. Please continue. So you turn onto Stuyvesant either going north or south.
Yeah, and you enter on the south side, you go around the building, go to the window, and then leave.
How many, there's nothing on that south side of the building, is that correct?
In terms of entrance?
In terms of anything, is there anything on the south side of the building there?
There is a ordering station if someone has to order at site.
All right, so there's some kind of intercom ordering system, right?
Yes, at this location.
How many cars can queue there, Mr. Arjani?
There is 5 cars behind the window.
5 cars behind the window.
Yeah, so 6 altogether,
So
including the one at the window.
So a 7th car would be on Stuyvesant Street, is that correct?
If there is one, yes, it'll have to wait on Stuyvesant.
Okay. And once the food is picked up, how does that car exit?
It'll have to go through the canopy and either exit on Stuyvesant or go on South Orange or down.
Now, so let's again, and forgive me, but let's go through what's happening under the canopy. Under the canopy, there are trucks parking, making deliveries. Is that correct?
Yeah, when they're there, yes.
And there are the gas dispensing stations under the canopy.
Yes, there is.
And there are cars that are lined up for gas under the canopy.
Yes.
How many gas dispensing I don't know what you call them, machines are under the canopy?
There are 3 gas dispensing and 2 for diesel, but the diesel and gas you can count as one because they're very close. You can't have 4 cars there, so there's 6 fueling positions.
6 fueling positions, and there are in 2 each in lines of 3. Is that
There's one on each side of the island.
okay? And what's the measurements of those?
The space between these
Yeah.
2 islands is 21 feet. Between these 2 islands is 25 feet.
So if there are cars in that island on the northward side that are getting gas, how does that car, after going through the pickup window, how would that car have to maneuver out of the site?
If all of them are occupied, he'll have to wait
Okay,
based on what we have right now.
okay. Mr. Singh is hoping that that's a problem he'll face, I guess.
I mean, he would like to face that problem
Yeah,
from
yeah,
business
yeah.
standpoint,
Yeah.
but yes, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and how many parking spaces are there?
We
Mr.
have a total of 9.
Could you show me where those are?
There is 3 spaces here on top, northeast, and then
And how do you access those spaces?
these are mainly meant for employees, and but you access through, if you go through here, you would have to either you enter and turn left from South Orange, or
Right.
you go through the canopy and park there.
Right. Okay.
And then sorry, go ahead.
So those cars would have to leave, those cars back up in front of the canopy. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And so that's 3. There are 6 more. Is that correct?
Yes,
Where are those?
in front of the building here.
In front of the building.
Correct.
And how do you access those?
They would have to come through Stuyvesant and turn into the spot, or they'll come through the canopy and use that.
Okay, and is that entrance through Stuyvesant, is that for entry and exit?
This is entry only and exit only.
Okay,
And even this one is enter only. So there are 2 enters and 1 exit
and there's only one entry and exit
on South Orange,
in
correct?
South Orange. And the South Orange is right turn out only.
Correct.
What about coming in from South Orange? Can you go across traffic to get into the site?
I believe not.
Why not?
I don't know this. It
Okay.
would have to be right turn here also, because it's again the county will make that.
Well, we're not the county.
Yeah.
So, but right now, there's nothing. Well, do you know what South Orange Avenue looks like?
Not I guess it's free. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, so you don't know if it's a busy street or not. Is that correct?
No, I don't know.
And but you do know it's a 2-way street, correct?
Yes, 2-way with a left turn lane. Turn lane.
Okay. That's onto Stuyvesant, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Any further questions from the board for the architect? Questions for the architect from the board? I see none. Questions from the public for the architect? Screen name Jewel B. Can you turn your camera on, please? And unmute yourself. Could you state your name and ask your question, please?
Hello, Jewel Baskerville, 44 Norwood Street. My question, I think you already hinted at it. Is the architect familiar with the flow of pedestrians in the area?
No. I mean, I know the sidewalk is there, and we are connecting the building sidewalk to, but we don't know how the pedestrians walk all day there. No.
So, in addition to the sidewalk, there is a bus stop on both sides of the street. I think if you can actually see it through the rendering, but there's a bus stop there, and it is pretty heavy with pedestrians as well. So, I don't think this is the most safest.
Is this the?
Looks like it's by the intersection.
Is there a question, Mr. Baskerville?
I guess the question would be, do you see any safety concerns with this drive-through setup, especially because I think that's the only main exit would be right where the bus stop is. So do you see that as any safety concern?
Yeah, the bus stop, I believe, is at the intersection in this. I look at the street view. I believe the bus stop is somewhere here. You see the bus sign? Yeah, I do not see that impacting this driveway.
How about the driveway below it, further down, stop behind the bus stop?
This one?
Yeah, that is a driveway, right?
Yeah, it's an existing.
The bus stop is there?
Correct.
Okay. So what about that driveway?
I mean, it is an existing driveway. When the bus comes, I guess it'll block the driveway. It won't be used. And if there are pedestrians, obviously car has to wait before they leave. This is a urban area. This is a gas station that exists there today. And
so is that a no, you don't see a safety issue, Mr. Arjani, or yes, you do?
Can I talk?
No.
Okay, sorry.
Mr. Arjani, if you can answer, if you can't, you can't.
Yeah. No, I just say this is an existing condition. If it was a new, you would not have a bus stop and a driveway right next to each other.
Okay, so I'll assume that you don't see a safety problem. Any further questions? I lost Mr. Baskerville. Any further questions?
No, that's all. Question.
Thank you. Mr. Hazel.
Yes. If I may, it doesn't show up on your existing conditions survey, but those two driveways on Stuyvesant, were they full motion, full in and out direction driveways, or were they in and out as they are proposed now, one in and one out?
I believe there is no restriction at this time.
So right now they are full. You can come in and come out of both of them.
Correct.
Okay. One other question in terms of the canopy. I mean, I think from the questioning before from the chair and others, I guess it was established that everything that comes off this site is going to have to come out of the northern end of the site, right? Either onto Stuyvesant or onto South Orange Avenue. In terms of the distance between the pump islands, you have one that's 25 feet, one is 21 feet. If fueling is taking place at two of them sort of side by side, essentially nothing can pass by them.
That is correct.
Okay, so you do have the potential of having everything sort of backed up on the southern end of the site, waiting for an opportunity to get out.
That is how we have the plan. After we received your letter, we did talk to our applicant, the client, and we will look at the option of maybe not using the east side of the pump. So this would be just for pass through and not have any pumping happening on that side. So that might address that question.
So you're essentially reducing your 6 position pumping areas down to 3?
5.
5?
Yeah, because only this side of this island will remain. It's just this side of the island will not be used.
Okay, and the other thing is too, the way it's set up now, if cars are being fueled, they'll all essentially be facing towards the south, unless of course they have to turn around in that same little area where the parking spaces in front of the convenience store are located. They'd have to turn around to get to the other side. In other words, even vehicles being fueled will have to maneuver themselves to turn around as well. You couldn't just go to the other pump where it might be more convenient.
So if you were coming from Stuyvesant, you could go to any of the ones that are empty. And if you were coming from South Orange, you could go to any of them.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Are you asking for anything as a condition of approval, Mr. Hazel? At this point or not?
Yeah, you know what? As was mentioned, that I did detail this in my report, and to be quite honest, I couldn't figure out an alternative to make this any better. To be quite honest, so that's why I did not propose a condition there. But
Understood.
Okay.
Understood. Miss Afolo, just state your name for the record, please.
Janice Relaford to follow. Mr. Ajani, you stated 2 locations, Stockton and Frelinghuysen avenues. Those are pretty much zoned for that type of use, like commercial. And am I correct?
I don't know the zoning for those, but this is zoned for commercial as well. Gas station is not permitted, but it is a commercial zone.
Okay, but those areas are, they're not like congested like the Shell gas station. Are there is another bus stop, I believe, correct, on before you get to the corner of Stuyvesant. There's one on Stuyvesant and South Orange Avenue right by a store, and then there's another one up by the gas station. Am I correct?
There's one at the intersection and then on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
But on our side, I don't see another one.
Okay. And so, but on Stuyvesant Avenue, coming down or going up, those buses turn. There is bus service that turns onto Stuyvesant and coming down Stuyvesant. Am I correct?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Okay, so you're saying because Stuyvesant Avenue by the Shell gas station is very tight. It's very small. And so there is if a bus turns going up Stuyvesant, going
Right.
towards, and then there's a bus coming down. So what I'm asking is, if those buses are going to be coming up and down, and then you have the drive-through, and then you have cars, how is that going to work? Because it just seemed like the gas station will be backed up and
No, if
holding
there
up traffic, correct?
I mean, if there are buses on the street and this car behind it will have to wait. It's
Yes, I know. I waited 23 minutes last week because
Yep.
of that.
But
So
I don't know if it's related to this gas station, but if it's a
it
busy
was.
street.
Thank you.
Nothing further, Ms. Afolo?
No, Commissioner Font. Thank you.
Ms. Woods, you state your name and ask your question, please.
Thank you. My name is Tamisha Woods. This first question is, I'm not, it may be for both you and Mr. Singh, because someone mentioned that no fast food or otherwise franchises or corporations were approved yet. So my question is, if you know of any that were applied for or intended to be applied for, is my first question.
The first part is they were not applied for. Whether it's intended to or not, I think applicant can answer, but at this time there is no franchise proposed.
What is intended to be applied for?
The plan is intended to be a deli run by a private individual.
With no plans to change it into a franchise moving forward?
I think that's a question I would let the applicant answer.
Okay, that's a question for the applicant that I have for the applicant.
So I would just note, and Mr. Hazel, correct me if I'm wrong, if the board authorizes this, a fast food restaurant could occupy that site. Would you agree with that, Mr. Hazel?
Yes, I would.
Thank you. I hope that answers your question, Ms. Woods.
Because I mean, I'm looking at the site plan and it says fast food. I mean, it looks like it's about to be full-blown, possibly McDonald's drive-through or something of that nature, which is very concerning because the lack of tree canopy. Newark,
Understood.
are
but
you
I
aware
have a
that Newark
question.
only has 14% tree canopy, which is very low?
If you're aware, Mr. Orjani.
I didn't understand what the question was about. Like the fast food is only 1687, that section, so it's not large enough for a franchise like McDonald's or any other to come. And what was about the canopy of the tree?
As asked, are you aware that Newark only has approximately 14% tree canopy, which is very low?
Okay, no, I'm not aware of the statistics.
And my next question for you is, will this increased impervious surface and lack of greenery, trees, for example, will it worsen runoff onto the adjacent properties?
The site is currently paved 83.3%. What we are proposing will increase the coverage by 800 and I believe 35 square feet. And we are proposing an underground detention system, which the engineer will testify to, but that will reduce the runoff. That's required by the state.
Anything further, Ms. Woods?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Counsel?
Yes, Mr. Arjani, do you have anything else you want to add before we have the engineer come?
No, not at this time.
Okay, I'd like to call from Burton Engineering, the engineer, Mr. Hoff, to testify as to engineering aspects of the plan.
Sir, would you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please state your name, give us your address and relationship to this application, please.
Yes, my name is Eric Hough, Hough, from Burton Engineering, 66 Glen Avenue, Glen Rock, New Jersey. I worked with Jasvinder to lay out the site plan and design for this project.
Thank you. Have you testified before this board before, Mr. Hoff?
No, I haven't. I'll go through my credentials. I graduated from Rutgers University in 2006 with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. I have been working just a shade over 19 years as a design engineer, and I'm currently licensed in the state of New Jersey. I don't believe I've been before Newark before.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
You've made the biggest city in New Jersey, and
yes.
And we do like Rutgers grads here.
Oh, thank you.
We'll accept Mr. Hoff as an expert in the field of engineering. Mr. DiMaria.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hoff, can you just take us through the aspects of the plan that you've been responsible for that will address the engineering issues?
Mr. Arjani did a pretty good job going through a lot of the site plan layout, but getting into the grading and drainage of the site, I'd like to start with the existing conditions. The site is mostly flat and sheet flows to the north and west existing curb cuts. The South Orange Avenue frontage slopes eastwards from the intersection, and the Stuyvesant Avenue slopes to the south. The closest inlet is on South Orange Avenue. The existing impervious coverage is approximately 83.3% or 14,600 square feet. Currently, the site does not have any stormwater management structures. It is proposed generally to maintain the existing grades. We will regrade the site for the proposed improvements, positive drainage, and ADA compliant sidewalks and parking. The impervious area will increase to 88.1%, which is an additional 835 square feet, which is a minimum increase. The infiltration basin is proposed, located on the south side of the canopy, that will collect the canopy and building roof and a portion of the pavement on the south side of the building and near the South Orange Avenue driveway via trench drains. So any overflow will tie into the existing combined system on South Orange Avenue. We will coordinate with the city utilities authority as far as that connection is concerned. As far as utilities, the new utility connections will be requested. Applications will be made to each utility company. All utilities are available along the Stuyvesant Avenue street frontage, and the applicant will coordinate with the city utilities authority for water and sewer. Other than that, I believe Mr. Arjani touched about landscaping and most of the other site features.
Counsel, anything further from this witness?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Trafficante. Mr. Trafficante, your name and title for the record, please.
Charles Trafficante. I am a professional engineer as well as a principal engineer. I work for the city of Newark, Department of Engineering. My license is active and in good standing.
Mr. Trafficante.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Ho, quick question. You mentioned an infiltration basin is what you intend to use for water quantity control, water quantity reduction at this site?
That is correct.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but gas stations, you cannot use infiltration basins because of hydrocarbons. Between the gasoline, the motor oil, the transmission fluid, all those are hydrocarbons. And you got a site with 25 monitoring wells. You're going from bad to worse. So you're going to have to put in a detention basin with an outlet control structure. Is that something your client be willing to do?
Yeah, we'll work with you for sure to design or redesign the infiltration basin to a whatever you need. But I believe
Detention.
I think it's just a semantics. Actually, it will have a component of detention. The overflow will go to the street, but we will work with you and design a stormwater management system to your satisfaction.
All right.
And,
By the way,
Mr. Huff, you agree to do that as a condition of approval?
Yes.
Counsel, you agree to that on behalf of your client?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Trafficante?
Another question, Mr. Ho. Have you gotten any feedback from the Newark Environmental Commission because of these 25 monitoring wells? Have you gotten any word from them as to what their thoughts are?
No, I haven't personally.
Have you planned to?
We can.
I think you may need to, but again, I leave that to the Newark Environmental Commission since it's a commercial site.
Understood.
Okay, second question. If you were involved in the layout, it's a thought, I don't know, is there room along the south property line? Maybe move the building and the driveway over another 5 feet and create like a 10-foot wide buffer to put on-site landscaping, to create a buffer between the south side of your property and the residential unit to the south?
We can definitely look at that. We would have to reduce the square footage of the building, but yeah, we'll look at that.
Something to be considered.
Yes.
And as far as lighting, can you comply with the minimum requirements in the city ordinance for doorways, parking lots, pedestrian walkways?
Yeah, if we don't already, we will look into it to update it to conform. Absolutely.
All right. Well, in the Department of Engineers report to the zoning board dated August 11th, I did note a couple locations where you don't meet the minimums.
Okay, we'll look into that and alleviate that problem.
Okay, all right, as well as the parking lots, within the parking lots, meeting the minimum in the parking lots, because you do have pole-mounted light fixtures.
Yeah, you said we're not meeting some of the minimum?
Yeah, you don't meet, there's a minimum and a maximum. Outside the radius, the pole-mounted radius of your pole-mounted lights, You have to meet a minimum and there's a maximum.
Okay, well, we can look into that for sure.
Okay, and you don't exceed, and also do so without exceeding the maximum permitted, especially along a residential use, which is to the south. That's why I'm suggesting a buffer, but that's.
Understood. The buffer would help. Plus, as Mr. Argiani testified to, there is an existing fence to remain 6 foot high that would mitigate any overflow of lighting. But yeah,
It's only 6 foot though. It won't give you much of a buffer.
understood.
All right. Otherwise, you can comply with all the other requirements and comments in our report to the board dated August 11th.
That is correct.
Thank you, sir. No further questions.
Thank you. Any questions for the engineer from the board? Questions for the engineer from the board? As a condition of approval, Mr. Huff, would you agree to work with the city's engineer, with the city's arborist, and the board planner and engineer in an attempt to increase the amount of trees to comply with this, with the city's ordinance, and only when it's found that you cannot, then make the required deposits to the city's tree fund?
Yes.
Council, that's agreed to you as a condition of approval?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Are there any more questions for the engineer? Are there questions for the engineer from the members of the public? Commissioner Gomez-Sanchez.
Chair, I think I have a procedural question. Is their site plan approval required? And if they're going to be moving that building, and it seems like they're amenable to looking into a lot of this stuff, but that
Site plan approval is required.
so they'd have to come back anyway. It just seems like they should come back with an application that's already been looked into.
I understand your opinion, and I think the applicant just heard that. It's clearly up to the applicant.
I'd ask the applicant then if they would consider coming back with an application that's addressed some of these things.
You need a chance to speak to your applicant, counsel? Or look, you can go forward here. I mean, you can certainly go forward. You don't have to consider the commissioner's request, but if you'd like to, I'll give you a very brief moment to do so.
If I could.
Or we could just go forward.
If I could, Mr. Chairman.
It's 8:45. We're going to be back here in 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
8:50. Off the record till 8:50.
Recording stopped.
Camera.
Mr. Chairman, I'm ready whenever the board is ready.
You're muted, Chair.
Mrs. DeMaria is cheating us out of that 2 minutes.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Folks can come back.
I should have had my client bring stuff from the convenience store so that everybody can have a snack.
Nice.
Yeah, Mark, this is what we're trying to add to the convenience store. Little snacks.
Are we gonna proceed, Mr. DeMaria?
Yeah. Oh, we're ready.
Recording,
Okay.
recording in progress.
Okay.
Yes. Obviously, we don't have a problem coming back with revised plans if we need to. However, I'd like to recall Mr. Jaswinder Singh to discuss a couple of modifications that we would agree as conditions to approval, which may not require us to come back with a new set of plans before a vote's taken. So if I could call Mr. Singh back.
Sure, I'll allow you to do that, but if we do that, I'm gonna assume that your position is that you want to proceed with this evening and not do new plans and come back.
That is the thought, but
Okay,
obviously,
well, good.
if the board feels that they would rather us come back, we are amenable to that.
We can't, I wouldn't, I hear you, Mr. DeMaria, but you have to make a choice here. I can't tell you what the board wants until we vote. But if we move forward, we're moving forward. You want to move forward?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you want to call Mr. Steck and wait for Mr. Singh? Or do you want to call Mr. Singh first?
No, why don't we call Mr. Singh first so he can.
Let's recall Mr. Singh. Mr. Singh, I remind you, you've been previously sworn in and you remain under oath. Counsel?
Yes. Mr. Singh, could you describe for the board certain modifications that would obviously take into account some of the comments that have been made by various board members and the professionals that we'd be willing to make as a condition to approval?
Is this for me, Mark?
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Singh.
Yeah. So
John.
Yeah. So we heard your engineer's comment, and we talked about it with the applicant, and I think it's a good suggestion here to reduce the building by 5 feet here and increase the 5-foot buffer to a 10-foot one, which we can add some trees there, as well as it'll help with impervious coverage. And also, that is what we heard that from the board and the public as well. The other issue was about the store acting as a fast food and a convenience store, and we see that your concern is the fast food, but that's not what the intent is. So as your planner had mentioned, that why can't this function as other convenience stores that have deli in it? So the applicant said that that would be okay if the wall between the two was removed and the building became one space and kept the deli, and it becomes a convenience store with a food service. And then lastly, the pass-through, as I mentioned earlier, will block there'll be no fueling happening on the east side, so that will allow a space where customers can pass through if they have, when the other spaces are occupied, it gives them a chance to pass by. these are the conditions. And of course, we'll work with your professionals to see the species of the trees and wherever the tree can fit on the property, we will, and shrubs and flowering.
Are there any questions for Mr. Arjani? Mr. Hazel.
Yes, I just want to get some clarity. So from what you described, you talked about having the building essentially be one unit, not divided into two. And what is going to be the disposition of the drive-through? Are you looking to keep that as well?
That is, we would like to keep that because as